Welcome to GovTech Breakdown Beyond the Headlines from W2 Communications, where we take a look at the biggest headlines in government technology in the last month. I'm Kathy Sterschik. January's coverage centered on the Department of Homeland Security's expanding use of AI, mounting scrutiny of CISA's leadership and workforce, and major shifts in federal acquisition. Let's jump in. DHS's use of AI got major media attention in January. Alexandra Kelly at NextGov FCW reported that law enforcement operations were the agency's most common AI application in 2025. FedScoop's Lindsay Wilkinson and Madison Alder noted DHS is now working on more than 200 AI use cases, up nearly 37% since July. In other DHS news, CISA faced some turbulence. Tim Starks at CyberScoop reported that acting CISA chief Madhu Gautamekala was grilled by Congress over an attempted firing of the CIO, staff reductions, and whether the agency still has the workforce to meet its mission. Justin Doubleday at Federal News Network quoted Mr. Gautamekala as telling Congress that CISA is, quote, getting back on mission despite losing nearly a third of its staff. And in other CISA news, Chris Riata at GovInfo Security highlighted a funding bill cutting hundreds of millions from CISA threat hunting and cyber programs, even as David DiMolfetta noted in NextGov FCW that Congress reaffirmed support for CISA's staffing and election security mission. And in a separate storyline, Eric Geller at Cybersecurity Dive reported that CISA, the FBI, and the NSA withdrew from this year's RSA conference after Jen Easterly, head of CISA during the Biden administration, was named its CEO. We also saw ramped-up activity on federal acquisition reform. Nick Wakeman at Washington Technology reported that the GSA is increasing scrutiny of value-added resellers' markup pricing on IT hardware. FedScoop's Miranda Nazzaro quoted officials saying they want VARs to explain the value they add. On the defense side, Jennifer Halad at Defense One covered calls for industry to bring, quote, disruptive, unconstrained ideas to overhaul Pentagon acquisition. Sandra Irwin at Space News wrote that 2026 will test whether commercial space tech can deliver lasting capability. Anastasia Obis at Federal News Network reported that appropriators support speeding up acquisition, but warned that speed must be balanced with cost, performance, lethality, and scalability. Jason Miller at Federal News Network added that the Pentagon is auditing sole source 8A contracts, and later reported that the SBA suspended more than 1,000 companies from the program for failing to comply with a financial data request. For deeper coverage of these and other stories, check out our weekly blog post with curated roundups of trending government tech news. And don't miss the Gov and Beyond podcast for interviews with the reporters breaking these stories. That's it for this edition of GovTech Breakdown. Stay smart, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.